How's it going, guys? And welcome to your SmackDown review. So I've decided, I felt bad about not doing a SmackDown review. I'm like, I started doing these. I don't want to do the same thing I did last year and just leave everyone hanging. There's people that really want to see these reviews, and I enjoy doing these reviews. I really do. So they're going to continue as long as I can muster. I'm going to try. I'm going to try for a few more weeks with this show. Like I said, I really want to get to other content. I really wish that more people would give the other content a chance here on this channel. And no, people do. People look at my movie stuff and everything, but I just put together like a really good Dragon Ball retrospective. I reviewed my season 2 DVD, and I really put some extra effort into that, put a little visual presentation together. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I feel like those videos would be more fulfilling than what's here, but people like to hear about this stuff. I mean, it's funny talking about wrestling, it's funny trashing the show, but at the end of the day, I'm watching a show that's not entertaining me. I'm watching a show that's boring me out of my fucking mind. So how do we start off these shows? We talk about what's going on. I have nothing to say about Raw. There's nothing going on that show. There is absolutely, totally nothing to report. They're not doing anything with Bray Wyatt. They've given up. They're doing stuff with Alexa Bliss's doll. Am I even going to waste time talking about that? There's nothing I can really say. It's underwhelming. It's boring. I could just use a bunch of cliches to describe it, but it's so bad. I don't even have any material for it. It's so bland and boring. At least SmackDown, you get a little 2-hour show. There's certain things here. I feel like there's a bit more material to talk about on this show. Seriously, I don't even think there's anything anymore to discuss on Raw. I think I would just be saying everything is just bland and boring. You'd be hearing that for every single segment. So, okay, the big story that everybody probably wants me to talk about, that General Jerry talked about, and I'm going to have to kindly, respectfully disagree with him on something, and the story is kind of obvious. The Mickie James garbage bag situation. I gotta be honest, guys, I don't really think it's that bad. I don't really think this is, oh my God! I get it. You release somebody, the garbage bag, taking out the trash. That was the first thing I saw. I honestly laughed at it. I was like, oh shit. But really, I thought about it. They packed it in the box. Guys, when I moved, the past few times, I had my stuff in garbage bags. Not everyone can afford nice garment bags. Especially, I get it, the WWE is a $1 billion company. Oh, they could get her some garment bags. Are they supposed to, do the air compression thing? Get the fuck out of here. Seriously? I'm not talking to Jerry and everything. I get it. It's a bad look. You can make an argument against this, but to everyone who's going tremendously overboard about this, and people in the YWC who will make 1,000 videos, and truthfully, I did a little bit of a search. There's not even a lot of people making videos in the YWC anymore. You got people posting highlight shows, but there's not that many people even posting reviews and everything. I think that's why people really clamor for these reviews. No one's talking about this shit. No one gives a fuck. That's the thing. So, there's people watching. You've got somewhere a little bit around 2 million people still watching this every now and again, and it drops below that. But no one even cares. You got to think about it. The amount of people who actually watch the show, minus the people that are going to actually take the time to review the show on YouTube. Not that many people willing to do that. There was more when there was like 3 million people because, but now there's less people watching. There's so many people that have like dropped out of the community. Someone even posted in the Wrestling Juggernauts a photo of Spinnernet. That took me back. I was like, oh shit. Oh, wow, what a throwback there to Spinnernet. A guy who retired from the YWC because he couldn't even take this shit anymore. Think about how many years that is. That's a guy, to the best of my knowledge, that never made a return. So, I mean, even though I've taken breaks, I truly am one of the most consistent people here. I've always come back. No matter how much time had passed, it's never been more than, say, like 8 months. Was that what it was last time? It wasn't even that. We did, last show review was WrestleMania, and then I started covering things again come Survivor Series, right? So it wasn't that bad, right? So, and people, some people unsubscribe, whatever the case may be. But I always come back. The true fans always find their way back. That's just how things work their way out. But, thing is with Mickie James, look, they put her stuff in a box. They put it in a garbage bag to protect it. Hey, they could have just threw all her shit in the box, right? You could have done that. A lot of shipping companies who don't give a fuck won't, they'll be like, oh, well, just, throw it in there. They put it in the bag. This is what people do. I don't know, like, what people expect. So they fired the guy who did it. Whatever the case may be, I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. She got her stuff. Did her stuff get damaged? I didn't hear that. So it's like, okay, like, it's in a garbage bag. It's a bag. Not everyone uses a garbage bag for garbage. Maybe some people do, but, a lot of people use that stuff. Like, when you're not using clothes, some people might put it in a Tupperware suitcase. Some people will put their shit in a bag and throw it under the bed, or put it in the garage, or put it in the closet. It's not that big of a deal. We have to be like, oh my God. I'm sorry. You guys know how I am. I'm not into outrage culture. I don't do this anymore. Like, ooh, ee, ah, ooh, bah, ooh, ah, ee. It's not my thing. I'm not gonna, jump around like a goofball and, and say, oh my God, Mickie James. Oh, Mickie James is a great talent. This girl should be training the women. She's one of the best they ever had. She defined the ruthless aggression era along with Trish Stratus, as being a wrestler there for the women, making the wrestlers of today, the women's wrestlers, look like a complete joke. And even some of the guys, to be quite honest. So, with that in mind, I like Mickie James. I'm a fan, but I don't think we really need to get all bent out of shape over a fucking garbage bag. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's get to the SmackDown review. We've got a really bad show here to talk about. Oh, big surprise, right? There we go. Hey, we got a bad show to talk about. Oh, really? Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. You mean to tell me that SmackDown sucked this week? Oh, get out of here. There's no way that's possible. Oh, let me tell you something. I got like big surprise, right? That the show was bad. First of all, we start off with the biggest clusterfuck. When's the last time that didn't happen? Still no Edge. Hey, look, Danny to November told me, one of my great subscribers on here, one of my patrons, by the way, which is always appreciated. So, he told me, they're selling the concerto, and I get that. I really do. I mean, that is an explanation, but back in the day, guys used to come in the day after WrestleMania selling the injuries. No one's saying that they have to wrestle or anything like that. But, like, Bryan and Edge are not on the show at all. How many times did Edge and Christian give the concerto to the Hardy Boys, and they were there the next night after a pay-per-view? Or they were there on SmackDown the same week, right? So I don't understand now, where we got people kicking out of finishers and all this stuff, that it's so... Now we have to sell that. I don't get it. Like, well, now we have to sell... Like, the most crucial time when those people should be on the show, they know that the Raw after Mania, this is a show that's always been promoted over the years as being like the biggest show, and it's always a disappointment. I don't know why people put so much stock in this show, this Raw after Mania, because it's always bad. It's always a disappointment. Nothing happens. There's never any big announcements or big changes or anything where we're like, oh man, this year is going to be incredible. I don't know why people still buy into that shit. That Raw after Mania. You know, it never used to be also that like, well, the Raw after Mania is going to change it all. It used to be like it was always good. Somewhere along the way, Raw after Mania became the show where it's going to change everything, you know. But they weren't there. This is SmackDown, but like I'm saying, now the SmackDown after Mania, now that people actually watch SmackDown more than Raw, they're going to watch the SmackDown after Mania. And that didn't have the two participants in the main event. So we've got this segment, and Cesaro's about to talk. He gets interrupted again, just like last week. Again. Like, honestly.
Yeah, you think you're moving on from me?
Is that annoying? Well, then I've done my job to perfectly illustrate a Seth Rollins promo. Like, get out of my fucking head with your fucking voice. How does anyone? Because there's people, go watch the YouTube videos that say that Seth is like great with promos. That he's some kind of articulate, like, mastermind. And they also say he has a gimmick. What's his gimmick? He's like wearing like the Savior clothing still, the stupid jacket with the fur pasted onto it. But he's still got the burn it down music. You know, I get it. Like, his voice is not the one saying you burn it down, but wouldn't that be funny if it was? Burn it down! Like, you don't know how sick I am of hearing his music, hearing his voice, seeing his face, everything about Rollins. Like, why is this guy even allowed to have come this far? It really just shows you just how shitty everything is. And they're still talking about this match like it was some great match. Like, that match fucking sucked. It was boring. It was goofballish with Cesaro with hands on the hips, twirling around like a fucking helicopter idiot. Like, unbelievable. And Rollins holding on like an idiot. Whoa! Wow! Like, twirling around in the, with an airplane spin, you would usually hook the guy's arms so you would at least believe that the guy could stay up there. Here we've got him like, I get it's supposed to, oh, look at his strength. What, to balance him? There's no way you're balancing him on your shoulders. Sorry, Cesaro is strong, but let's be perfectly honest. He's deceptively strong. This guy, he's got like a good build, but he's no like jacked up bodybuilder. I mean, like, let's be perfectly honest. A guy like Apollo Crews is so much smaller, but he has like a way better body. And I still wouldn't believe he could do, because it's physically impossible. And it's wrestling, but like, come on. But let's at least get a little logic in here. Like, Well, what's next? Are we gonna have him like spin people on his finger like he's a Harlem Globetrotter or something? Like, is that what we're honestly going to see? You're probably laughing right now, but I wouldn't put it past them. They'll try some tomfoolery and try to, get it in there or something. But anyway, this is like the parade of goofballs. Out comes Jey Uso. They're coming down to the ring. But out comes Daniel Bryan. And then out comes Roman Reigns. Like, everyone coming out one after the other. Like, isn't anyone sick of this formula? Out comes one guy. Out comes the other guy. Out comes another. Like, you never saw this back in the day. Let's get everybody out here on one side. Hey, everybody, come on out. Like, I am so sick and tired of this style of booking a promo in the opening thing where everyone's coming out. Everyone's saying their piece. This guy gets interrupted. The other guy gets interrupted. Bryan is talking for Cesaro. Oh, this guy wants a match. Like, what is he, his mouthpiece? Like, why is Bryan begging for matches for Cesaro? Like, what is going on here? You have Roman telling Bryan that he's a loser, and that Cesaro's an even bigger loser for letting the loser talk for him. Then we end up having a match. Like, quite frankly, what the fuck was even said here? Like, what did this even accomplish? There was minutes upon minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes of just talking about fucking nonsense about, oh, I brought you to the next level, Cesaro, and, all this stuff about, showing off the t-shirt. Like, get to the point. Like, oh my, like, do they really think that people are going to actually sit there and watch this as Rollins, like, honestly, I wonder why people are not tuning in like they used to. You think it might have to do something with the guy with the voice? Like, really? Like that's you're going to open up with that voice. And plain looking Cesaro there in the ring. Like, I'm sorry, like, if Cesaro's not showing off his strength, I'm just going to say he doesn't look impressive. He's a guy that, and I know people have compared him to Jason Statham, but not quite. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at Jason Statham, you're looking at a star. You look at Cesaro and you're like, who is this bald guy? Let's be perfect. Let's be honest for a change with ourselves. Guys, like, I'm just saying, Cesaro has been there now for 9 fucking years. And now, just like Kofi Kingston, oh, give him everything. Give him the push. Give him the world. Jump on the bandwagon. Quick, let me commandeer the bandwagon. Like, we're steering on to Cesaro Avenue. Like, no. This is not a good main event match. No one is truly looking forward to the grandiose match of Cesaro versus Roman Reigns. This is like in a whole nother league here. I'm sorry, but again, you put Cesaro up against Roman, and I gotta be perfectly honest with you, it's an improvement over Kevin Owens. At least it doesn't look like your messy next door overweight neighbor. But you have a bland bald guy in there. Like, and it's like you're looking at it and you're like, what just is going on? This guy with this, weird yellow black jacket, like what is he wearing? Like, I don't know what to tell you here. If this is the kind of match you like, then, have at it. But, you see, like, people are not going for this stuff. Roman Reigns is on the show. It's on Fox. So people are watching it more than Raw. It's shorter than Raw. I don't know. I turn on a segment like this, and I don't understand why anyone else in their right mind would keep watching it with goofballs pouring out of the back. And Roman is the last one out. And it took him a while to get out there. So by the time you're hearing, like, who's going to listen to all this other garbage being traded back and forth. Like, no, you're not. So, like, don't even try to argue this point here. This was like some type of stimulating promo. I don't think anyone really is. Like I said, no one even really reviews this stuff anymore. I mean, like, Cesaro and Daniel Bryan defeat Seth Rollins and Jey Uso because they're all out there. So we gotta have a match. We gotta have a tag match. It would not be SmackDown without a tag match. So, like, Bryan's in there because he had a rivalry with Jey Uso, so they gotta have him in there. You know, and Seth walks out of the match. It leaves Jey, and Bryan hits the knee on him. He gets the win. Then after the match, Bryan and Cesaro act like heels. They're torturing Jey, saying, hey, come on out. You're not being a good cousin. And he doesn't come out. Meanwhile, Cesaro's spinning. You know, also, like, guys, the swing gimmick, again, this is something from 2013. We're past this. Okay, you already did this. You did this 8 years ago. And it was different because not everybody was doing this move. You didn't see everybody doing a swing during the Attitude Era. You know, I think like Ivory did it, like a few wrestlers would do it, but not a lot of people. So it looked new, it looked fresh. So we're like, oh, all right, so this is a little something, right? The swing. He's doing it now, and we're all supposed to be, hey, look at it. Yeah, he's kind of been doing it for since 2013. So I don't know why now we're just supposed to be like, oh, look at this move we've been watching, but now he's doing it to Jey Uso, so we're now really impressed, and he's doing more rotations, guys. This is new to me. Like you're showing us this like we're supposed to be impressed by it. Like we've been seeing this. You're not showing us anything new. This is not telling us that we need to watch Cesaro because he does a giant swing. That's a giant lump of shit, is what that is. That's not stimulating television. That's not entertainment. I'm watching somebody being spun around, you know, looking like they're taking a nap with their hands behind the head. You know, that's all I'm seeing. And they're looking like heels. They're beating up on the heel by himself. He's outnumbered. Like this is something that Roman and Jey should be doing to Bryan or Cesaro. Not this other way around. They've got it backwards. Can't even get that right. Anyway, we'll move on. Tamina defeated Nia Jax in some weird-ass sloppy finish. You've got Reginald. He's back. He wasn't there at Mania. I don't know what happened. You know, no explanation. But he's back, guys. If anyone cares, no one does. But, you know, he's back. And another tremendous, like I said, schoolboy finish. You know, another person, Tamina, who's been in the WWE longer than Cesaro. And, you know, this girl right here, we're acting like this girl's still a rookie. Like we're all supposed to be impressed by her. You know, like, does anyone see this? That these wrestlers have been here for years and years and years and years. And, you know, like, everyone just seems like to be fine with this. You've got wrestlers that they still have no idea what to do with. They have no idea, ever have known what to do with them. And we're still, like, finding ways of, like, starting them out. Like a tag team. Like, Tamina has been past this. Like I said, she's been the bodyguard. She's been in the faction with Sasha Banks. You know, they had her teaming with Nia Jax. You know, now she's teaming with Natalya after sitting on the sidelines doing absolutely nothing for months, for years. Now all of a sudden, she ended up having a WrestleMania match. 2 WrestleMania matches. And, Tamina, this is a girl I've said, like, why is she not with Roman Reigns? Why is Nia Jax not with Roman Reigns? What is she doing in this tag team? My God, Natalya looks hot. I'm just saying. That, like, what are they doing? Everything is just, like, with totally, like, blinded to the world. Like, you don't realize that this girl's been on your roster and that you haven't done a single thing to get her over, and she's the daughter of Jimmy Fly Snuka. And the thing is, unlike certain people like Curtis Axel, she actually looks like she's a star. Like you could actually see, like, she might not have that same aura as Superfly, but you look at her, she looks tough. She looks like she could really fucking kick someone's ass. Samoans usually have that type of effect, especially from Rock's family, especially from this circle. I always forget the last name. It's called like the they said in the Yokozuna documentary, which I really enjoyed, by the way. I actually really recommend that one on the network. I don't know if it's on there because they're fucking around over there on Peacock with it. I'm still not subscribed to Peacock. Like I said, I watched WrestleMania with my friend J-Man or Riot. Still have not subscribed to Peacock. It's like, after all the censorship, like, I don't know, reviewing Backlash, I don't know. It's like, I was cool with paying the network. I even paid for it even when I wasn't reviewing shows and I wasn't watching it. But, like, do I want to give my money to Peacock? I give my money to Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus and stuff, but, like, Peacock, like, I just really don't want that one. I really don't want another streaming service. There's already too many. And the censorship thing, it's like, it's a real turnoff, I don't know. Anyway, backstage, we've got Kevin Owens. He's getting an Intercontinental title shot. Well, of course, because he didn't win the world title. So, hey, it's time for the usual thing. It's time for the runner-up slot. You see what I'm talking about this endless cycle? Kevin Owens, he's already been a world champion. He's already won the Universal title. But we're going to do this thing now where we're going to demote him back to the Intercontinental title. How does that even fucking make any sense? Big E is confronting him. We get this, like, really, like, kind of talking fast exchange, which just, they do a lot trying to be witty, and it just comes off stupid. I don't know, like, whatever. You could call it witty if you want. I call it annoying. Daniel Bryan is threatening Pierce. Pierce again, like, what is like, honestly, I'm sick of saying this, but what is the deal with weirdo Adam Pierce, this soft-spoken guy? I'm trying the hardest I can. Daniel Bryan is asking him, can he make a match for Cesaro? I don't get it. Why is Bryan petitioning so hard for Cesaro? Is his character on TV supposed to be that he's a part of creative? Because I'm watching it. No, it's not. But he's, like, petition. Like, why? Can you imagine, like, if Stone Cold went around petitioning for The Rock to get a world title shot? Hey, by the way there, hey, by the way, Commissioner Michaels, I really think that The Rock should get a shot. Like, what the fuck? Like, did people go to Bischoff? And say, hey, I think you should give that guy that. Well, how about you? No, give it to him. Like, seriously? Like, you lost at Mania, and instead of, you're going to talk about the world title, but you're going to say, give it to Cesaro. And you've got, you got to do better than that, Pierce. Because I'm trying. You make the matches. What do you mean you're trying? Like, I don't get this guy's character. If Bischoff wanted to make a match, he made it. When Teddy Long wanted to make a match, he made it. When Mike Adamle even wanted to make a match, he made it. You see what I mean? What's the deal here? Oh, even Sonya Deville says she can pull a few strings, but this is like every week with Adam Pearce. Well, I don't know. This guy looks like a clueless oaf. He seriously looks like the biggest goofball on the fucking planet. They put him in front of a camera. He looks totally lost. How is this guy like he was a trainer? He was an agent? He was an NWA legend or like, not, but you know what I mean? Like people say he's like a multi-time NWA champion. That was part of the time when no one gave a shit about the NWA. You know, like the part after like WCW broke off from them that no one cared about them. You know what I mean? Like he like this guy, I don't know how you even have this guy out there like or backstage. Like he just is so like not presentable to TV. But he always has like his mouth open too. Oh! Like, you know, I'm seriously like that might be comical to you, but that's how he looks. His mouth is literally open. Does he not look like that's not what like your eyes are picking up on? That's what I see. That's how I interpret. He looks like a fucking moron. And obviously the wrestlers they're always threatening him. He's like, oh, gulp. You know, that gulp does not have the same way that Vince McMahon would do that gulp. And he'd have to be like really threatened by a wrestler like Stone Cold in order to do that. So anyway, we've got the match between Apollo Crews and Kevin Owens. Owens hits the pop-up powerbomb. Crews kicks out of his finisher. This is a move that even Cena couldn't kick out of apparently years ago. But so I guess Crews is better than Cena. Anyway, a little distraction and Crews does a roll-up and that's good enough for the win. Yeah. The roll-up is a more effective move than the powerbomb. Hey, yeah. Honestly, then Sami Zayn gets in the ring and starts dancing around him. You think he'd like lay in some shots, but he just dances. Like, no conspiracy theories, no fun stuff. So like already the Zayn character's been neutered. There's no surprise there, right? What do I always say? If there's any hint of brilliance, they'll make sure that they dumb it down and fuck it up, and that's exactly what they're doing with Zayn. So, again, another job well done. Another, like, job badly done. I guess that's the way you could probably say it. Then after that, we get Apollo Crews cutting a promo, and we've got this, you know, bimbo backstage. Like, you know, I'm not trying to be mean here, but she's like, he's saying like that he like beat down and mangled Owens. He didn't really mangle him. He pinned him with a schoolboy. Okay, I guess that's the, you know, normal heel exaggeration. You could chalk it up to that, I guess. But as he's saying mangle and beat up, she's smiling like and nodding her head. Oh yeah? He got mangled? That's great news. Where do they hire these people? See, you people sometimes always ask me, like, you know, they kind of miss, like, a long time ago when I'd get really hyped up and, you know, do more of, like, a performance in my videos. So there you go. Because I really have to ask the question, like, where do they get these people from? Like, you used to have some good, competent interviewers. You know, like, I get you want to have some attractive girls backstage. Okay. You know, even Charlie didn't have the big shit-eating grin. She looked like a Cheshire cat from Alice in Wonderland. You know, we already have Adam Pearce with a retarded-looking face. Do we really need a backstage interview with an even dumber looking expression. Then Big E comes and clobbers him. You have Commander Aziz over there, and he sees Big E running away, but does he go running after Big E? He just checks on him. I think it'll be fine. I think you should probably run after the guy that just assaulted your friend, who's only standing a few yards away from you. But that could be just me. Anyway, we've got this horrendous segment with the Dirty Dogs. The Dirty Dogs, Ziggler and Rude. And Bayley, gets in between the Dirty Dogs and the Street Goofs, the Street Profits. And first of all, guys, they've been giving her extended mic time. She's still not improving. She's still terrible. Who dresses her? Who told her to get that haircut? Just everything on this girl. I'm sorry, there's just nothing going for her. I said this time and time again. She's a decent wrestler. Is that the best you could say really about her? Maybe. But to say she's annoying, it's not good annoying. We're not getting Miz annoying from her, where it's a good heel. This is just bad annoying, where it's get the fuck off the TV. You're just bad. You're not a professional. You're not a good actress. You're bad. You don't look presentable for TV. You don't look like a star. You're not a star. You never will be a star unless some type of miracle happens and you get acting lessons. I don't get it. Why don't you at least try to do even Roman Reigns? He went for the acting lessons. You could see the facial expression. You could see the improvement. You've seen improvement in other people. You saw the improvement in people like Billie Kay even, where I was knocking her when she first came on the show, and then I started praising her up until she got released. So there is room for improvement. And it will always be duly noted here on this channel when that does occur. And if you are an avid watcher, you know that I do say it when it does happen. It may be rare, but I do it. You have seen it. It has been documented here. It's proven. But there's no improvement here. And then we've got Montez calling Bianca Belair on the phone. Honey, she's trash talking you. Commercial break. She actually waits there, and then Bianca Belair gets in her face, and then then they have Bayley changing her tune. I meant to say I was honored to face you as the champ and all that. And then after that, she comes back and she says one more thing, and then she goes. Again, with the stupid, nonsensical, annoying laughing, where if you've watched this far, I don't know how anyone, who's a casual is still watching this garbage. Sasha laughs. Bianca Belair laughs. Everyone, ha, hoo, hee. Even Apollo Crews, Intercontinental Champion. Seth Rollins, everyone's laughing. I feel like in these reviews, they should just laugh through the whole thing. Ha, hoo, he, ha, hoo, ha, hoo, yeah. Honestly, am I missing out on the joke? I get it's supposed to be a sarcastic laugh, but no, she's literally I said it. I said it last week or something. Do the people on this show, are we supposed to believe that they have some type of uncontrollable laughing condition? Because that is a real condition. It truly is. So I'm saying, is that what we're supposed to believe? that all these characters on the show, characters, yeah, or lack thereof, they can't control their laughing? I don't know. Maybe that'd actually be a more entertaining show. Like, I don't get it, but like, can someone who works there, what are these agents or trainers? So, they have all these people, all these veterans that work for WWE. Can anyone tell them to cut out the stupid laughing? Is that possible? Am I the only one seeing this? Am I getting a private screening here? Or is everyone else seeing the same show that I'm seeing? Because I'm seeing a bunch of goofballs laughing their asses off. And as the viewer, we're left here like saying like, what the fuck's going on? Like, Dominic and Rey Mysterio defeated Otis and Chad Gable. Did anyone miss like where Pat McAfee, who he's just boring on commentary. He toned it down from last week, so apparently, and I wasn't even too thrilled with him last week, but apparently they've already got like McMahon in his ear. Tone it down and like say all the stuff I'm telling you to say like normal. But he's the only one that actually noticed when Dominic did this fucking crazy spot where he did a sunset flip powerbomb to the outside and slammed Chad Gable like back and head first into the barricade. And Michael Cole's like, wow. Like, that is a dangerous ass move. That is a move right there that a version of it actually injured one of your superstars, Finn Balor, and it was also by one of the guys who opened your show, Seth Rollins, and you're just acting like, here's a move. It's a power bomb. Pat McAfee was like, did I just see what I thought? Like, so credit to him for at least trying to stress it. See, this is why no one cares about matches. This is why the matches are meaningless. Because when we do have matches and they do all these big moves, announcers just there shrugging their shoulder. There's a sunset powerbomb of the guy getting thrown into the barricade. He probably could break his neck and end up like Daniel Bryan, but hey, So yeah, anyway, yeah. So they beat Otis and Chad. Good. Anyway, Bryan and Cesaro come back out. They're looking for the response from Reigns. They dragged this out. I like Reigns' demeanor when he got serious with Bryan and he said that Cesaro doesn't deserve it. So they completely just shafted Cesaro here. He's just basically standing there like a goofball while Bryan gets his opportunity. And Cesaro's not saying anything. So, maybe Bryan's his friend. He don't want to like and that's what Cesaro's doing. He's like, yeah, go for it. You can do this. So generic. So like, just you hear that and you're like, who's writing this shit? Like, yeah, go get him, Tiger. Like, what is he, Mary Jane Watson? Like, what? Okay, so so that's it. So Cesaro, Roman Reigns basically told him, I thought he was going to tell Bryan to retire, because Bryan had said, I heard on the Vince Russo's podcast over on The Brand, that he was not happy with his, not that he wasn't happy, but he didn't feel excited to be at Mania. He said he felt disconnected. So I thought maybe, like, that's what he was going to say, that, like, if you don't win this match, you're going to be forced to retire. But he just said, I don't want to see your face anymore on my show. So, yeah, the match is going to be next week, and that's how we end it. Man, this show was a bunch of bullshit. Truly was. This was... I can't think of, like, a time... Like, you couldn't waste, like, more time than this. Like... I mean, this is so boring, so bad, so uneventful. Like, nothing happened. Nothing was furthered. We wasted so much time with all this Bryan, Cesaro stuff. Like, what did you get out of it? Just a match for next week. And, there wasn't any intrigue or anything. It was just like, yeah, here's a match. I mean, the delivery by Reigns was good. But, like, all these promos and everything and these matches, Bayley, goofy faces, laughing, that horrendous opener, like the horrendous opening segment. What more could you say but absolutely terrible? So, yeah, there you go, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the review. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you get all the notifications when I post on my new videos. I want to thank all my patrons for your continued support, of course. And, yeah, thanks again, guys. I'll see you next time.